Hello, everyone. My name is Nabor, GNR Multimedia. I'm joined with.
Yo, what's up? It's Glenn. Thanks for joining.
Hey, how y'all doing this evening? This is Russell from GNR, and this evening we've been discussing our 5 favorite MCs.
All right, let's share my screen.
Brother Nabor, would you like to share your screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm on it right now. All right, Russ, you kick it off, bro. Who's your 5 favorite MCs?
Well, I had to break it down to, 5 favorite. And when you talk about MCs, it's what you're looking for. So that would depend on the individual. Now, me personally, I've grown up knowing hip hop, loving hip hop, make hip hop music. So I would have to say some I would have to pull out. However, I'm just going to start with my favorite 5 in no particular order. I like to start with Black Thought from the Roots. For me personally, Tariq Trotter, great MC, and he's developed his style over the years based upon just the ability as growth as an MC, lyrically, consciously, and just downright natural talent. We can pass it on. I was gonna say that's just one. Any of my other brothers would y'all like to discuss?
No, man, keep going, bro. Keep saying who you got.
Oh, okay. All right. So my next MC would be Razzcast. Now, Razzcast, for me, it's just overall lyrical ability, alliteration, or I mean, just as far as the what do you call it? I can't place the word, but it's the comparison, comparison contrast. I'm like this, like that. That would be another MC. Metaphor. Thank you. Yeah. Appreciate that. That's why my brothers, that's why we do this. My third MC would be Scarface. Okay. Scarface, along, with all the Ghetto Boys, they all, again, it's growth. For me, as an MC, you can stay stagnant or be at a certain place as an MC. But the stories that he would tell, it was, again, progression of growth. It was like this at one point in time, but then becoming a man, becoming conscious of how the world works, the people around you, losing friends, losing, people in a struggle that only somebody could explain being in that environment. My fourth MC, and it's really, I don't want to say it's hard. Ice Cube. Ice Cube showed early development being with NWA. We've seen the movie Straight Outta Compton. If we haven't, we know the story. Ice Cube and even MC Ren. Dr. Dre had great beats, but it's Ice Cube's writing that provided something that everybody wanted to hear. Everybody listens to Fuck the Police. Right. But did you ever listen to the NWA album? I Ain't the One is a song that Ice Cube wrote that has no cussing. He spells out cuss, cussing at, but at his time, I don't know how old he was, but he was conscious enough to know even he didn't want to sign a contract with Ruthless Records based upon the work he did. And he shouldn't have, and more credit to him. My last MC, I would say, would be Inspector Deck from the Wu-Tang Clan. Ooh, I don't know about a solo album. I know You God had one.
Yeah. Inspector Deck had a solo album.
Yeah. Okay, I wasn't sure. And see, well, based upon what he did previously, that's what I know. A bomb atomically, Socrates' philosophies and hypotheses. That is an opening bar that is just like really like, if he was picked to open the song Triumph for a reason. But not only that, he was on the song Cream. But Raekwon was also, and Can It Be Also Simple? Well, Raekwon was on that, even though, Inspector Deck wasn't. The opening songs from Wu-Tang started with Method. It would start, with all of them collectively, Cash Rules, and can it be also simple? So I would have to say Inspector Deck.
Right. Okay. Okay.
That's a good. Hey, he got good. His 5 is pretty good, pretty strong. I'm gonna say that, bro. I was impressed. That's a good look.
And you were right. There were a couple of your favorites that are my favorites. We already knew that was gonna happen. You was right.
I appreciate that, my G's.
Glenn, you up to bat, bro.
Now I'm gonna have to stop for a minute because the topic, if y'all remember, was not your favorite MCs. The topic was the top 5 MCs. And so,
yeah, it's gonna be difficult.
My favorite MCs is one thing, but I can argue better these 5 MCs that I've chosen as to why I feel they're the top MCs. Okay. And so I made a list. It's got certain criteria that you have to fit it. The first criteria is that you have to have longevity. You have to be in the game at least 15 years. Sorry, but youngins can't be greats. That's just all it is to it. The next, you have to have skill, which means you got to have lyrics, of course, but you also got to have a flow that makes people want to listen to your lyrics and, more importantly, quote your lyrics. Third, you got to have a catalog. You need at least 8 albums. If you ain't made 2 or 3 albums a year every decade, then you're not a great. You got to have at least 8 albums. Fourth is influence. You have to have influence outside of the sphere of hip hop. What else have you done since being a rapper? And then fifth, you have to have relevance. We need to be able to want to see your show tonight. Okay. So
wow.
These are the criteria. All right.
It's a tough criteria.
That's the criteria. Now it's one nation under a groove, right? But hip hop is not a monolith. There are different regions. And in each region, there's different cultures, there's different dress, there's different customs, different styles. The swag that you have in ATL may not pull a chick in LA. And what matters to a cat in Miami may not be the same to a cat in NYC. So there's different regions. And with my list, these rappers are all at the top of their regions. So it's not any particular order of MC, but it's the order of the strength of your region is how I have this ranked. Okay, so we know the criteria. We know how I'm lining this up. We're gonna start out with number 5. Number 5 is the region of Midwest rap. That's the weakest region out there. And out of that region is Kanye West. He's the leader. He's the ruler of that region. Kind of like Game of Thrones. You got great houses, in these regions. They're all vying to try to take over. So in the Midwest region, Kanye West. Now, longevity. Kanye came out in what, 2004? And really 2002, if you want to count H to the is O, V to the is A, right? I mean, so he made that beat. So really he's been rocking since 2001, okay? So he got longevity. The next one was skill. Definitely got skill. The cat got in a car accident and made his debut song Through the Wire, where he rapped through his teeth, metal wire closed up, rapped about his car accident. We loved it. Everybody wanted to quote Through the Wire, right? So he got skill and make you want to sing his songs. Next is catalog. He has 9 albums. Okay, so his catalog is good. Next, influence. Didn't this cat run for president last year?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Influence. He's in politics. They got $1 million fashion line with this Yeezy stuff. He's in the Kardashian catalog over there. Yeezy is got influence outside of hip hop. And then bottom line, if this fool did a concert tonight, we'd all go see Yeezy, right? So he's in there. Number 4, the next weakest region I have is the Dirty South. So out of the Dirty South, the leading party down there, I'm gonna say is T.I. Again, longevity. T.I. been around since what, 2001. He's got 11 albums for his catalog. Of course, he's got skill, delivery. It ain't a lady out there that don't say, you can have whatever you like. So we all know his songs, all right?
Yeah,
he's popular. Yeah. He's got influence outside of rap. He's been in TV shows. He got a TV show about his family, you know what I'm saying? And what they do on a regular basis. So he's definitely got influence. He's got movies that he don't even play rappers in, right? So, I mean, he's definitely, but at ATL, he was like a big brother, keeping people out of trouble, skating, roller skating, being good, hardworking. So, I mean, he's portrayed roles that are going to be complimentary to Black men, and so therefore he has a little influence outside of hip hop as well. And of course, we go see a tip show. All right. Number 3, West Coast. West Coast is like the North in Game of Thrones. It's big, it's expansive. You don't even know how many warriors there are out there. But there's one that comes to mind at the top, and that's Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg been around since 93. That's his longevity. Definitely got flow ever since he creeped with me as I crawled through the hood, maniac, lunatic, call me Snoop Eastwood. We've been on him since Deep Cover in 92, really. He ran the show on the Chronic, led the troops in the Battle of the Chronic. Then he came out with his own rat-tat-tat-tat, because I never hesitate to put a nigga on his back. What? This guy has flow that no one ever imagined hearing on rap. So he definitely has that style. Outside of hip hop, he's been a game show host. He has a friendship with Martha Stewart. They got a TV show about it. He's reaching whole different audiences of people. He's been in a little porn. You know, remember Snoop Dogg, Doggy Style, a little porn out back in the day? And cannabis, he done blew up in cannabis. You know what I'm saying? So he's outside of the spirit of hip hop all over the place, right? We go see the Dogfather tonight if he had a show. There's no doubt about it. Now, this is where it gets tricky, though. We done talked about the Midwest, the Dirty South, and the West Coast. That last region
is the toughest region. A tough region.
Tough region.
Tough.
And because it's so tough, because it's so powerful, I have 2 ruling houses, so to speak, coming out of East Coast. Okay. One of them, I told you many times, this is not a list of my favorite MCs, although this guy is on it. It's Nas. Nas been around since 94. You know, so he got longevity. Come on now. Style, Illmatic, It Was Written, King's Disease. I mean, did I say more? But I will say more, because you've been singing Nas songs that you didn't even know was Nas songs. Ever sang Get Jiggy With It? Or Welcome to Miami, Bienvenidos a Miami. These are Nas songs that Will Smith put out. You know what I'm saying? We've been rocking the Nas songs, been singing Nas songs through other people's mouths. You know, his catalog, he's got 13 albums. Definitely been putting his work in. We know that.
Yeah.
His spear outside of hip hop. Nas done dated and married actresses and all kind of models and all kind of women, but behind the scenes, who knew this fool was a financial wizard? He's investing. He done invested in Ring Doorbell. He done invested in Lyft. He done made $100 million on Coinbase going public the other day. This guy's in the financial sector heavy. You know what I'm saying? Nas is outside of hip hop doing this thing. But the number 1 cat that I got out here, again, it's not a list of my favorite MCs, but this is a list of the top MCs. And Jay-Z is going to have to come in here at number 1. Again, longevity. It's been around since 96. You know, songs, ever since the Hard Knock Life, it wasn't a summer that went by for about 8 years that we wasn't rocking to Jay-Z songs, you know. One thing I didn't mention about Nas took Jay-Z out with Ether, ended the battle, right? Jay-Z's career could have been over, but to Jay-Z's credit, he bounced back after Ether, kept coming. 99 Problems and Bitch Ain't One. He kept coming with stuff, you know. And then his sphere of influence. Come on, out of this whole list, if I got to guess who got Barack Obama's phone number, it's Jay-Z. Ain't none of these other cats ain't got no direct line to Barack Obama. Jay-Z got influence in politics, art, fashion, liquor, $600 million deal on Ace of Spades. Come on, man. This guy is out here doing it. He has married the crown princess of hip hop and locked her down for the last 10 years. And he's a billionaire. Right. Come on, man. I mean, it just don't get much better than that, you know? And of course, if Jigga was performing, we'd go see a Jigga show tonight. So that's my top 5.
No, please. Well, I know this will be edited. To top that off, what you said, Willie, he said it too. His influence on pop culture. He said it on the Black Album. You know what I'm saying? What y'all do when no longer exists.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then came back because he couldn't, you know what I'm saying? Not that he couldn't
retire. He said he retired, couldn't retire, couldn't exist. They said, I mean, hey, I can't say that that's my favorite rapper, but ain't nobody else billionaire. So you know what I'm saying?
So,
that's all it is to it.
All right. So actually, Kanye West is a billionaire.
Oh, you're right. He is a billionaire. And whose tutelage did he come up under?
He didn't really come under his tutelage actually, because
he did.
No, he didn't.
What are you talking about? I just told you he made H to the Izzo. You know how long he was in the Rockefeller camp before he got his shot to rap?
If you listen to Damon Dash, Jay-Z is not a mentor really. That's not his style. I want to make a comment about what you said about Jay-Z though too. You did say something about Jay-Z. Jay-Z actually, he may have lost the battle against Nas, but he won the war against Nas because he signed Nas.
That's what I said. I said he bounced back after Nas. He got destroyed.
No, I'm not saying bounce back. He won the war. He signed him. You know, that's what I mean. He signed him.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, and also
thus he's higher on the list than Nas is.
And I want to say something about these guys and their financial acumen, and it comes from having good lawyers and good accountants. Understand that, right? You know, they were smart enough to hire the best people to basically help them, shepherd them in the right direction. Exactly. And it counts, you know, so, but that's an outstanding list you got, Glenn. I love that list, you know. I'm sticking with my favorite 5 MCs.
Yeah.
That category that you came out with, I think is outstanding.
And that changes the whole aspect of the questioning.
Exactly. And I think that our audience would enjoy that list and that criteria that you have, because you know, what's rap become? Rap is like a low-hanging fruit. I saw a speech from Arrested Development, and he posted that a while back, and I absolutely agree with it. It's become, you know, a haven for bottom feeders who have no talent.
Right.
You know? And you're right. It's about longevity. Can you sustain that level of talent? Are your lyrics diverse enough? You know, what subject matters? Metaphors, you know, analogies. Can you make them, you know? How many times are you gonna talk about shooting somebody, selling drugs?
Selling drugs, yeah.
It's still, those are still topics, very stale.
Right.
You know, but you know, mainstream has ushered these guys in and say, yes, we're selling albums, you're getting downloads, blah, blah, blah. Don't worry about it. We'll hire a ghostwriter. You keep on acting like a buffoon, and we'll keep on pocketing the dollars.
And they'll use them up, and when they're done with them, they're done. And then, you know, hell. And this ain't nothing new. Hell,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of people that's been getting ripped off in the industry for years. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely. And Mike, we're going to have to get to you. You have to your 5 top favorite whatever. But Jay-Z is also in the Writers Hall of Fame.
Yeah, yeah. He's ghostwriter. Him and Nas ghostwriter for a lot of different.
A lot of people.
Exactly. You know. And so based upon that, exactly. Yeah, I like how you structured that list, Willie. We didn't go upon that, but that's the whole different, you know what I'm saying, thing.
That's a different list.
One thing we'll have to edit. What we'll have to edit is, like you said, what's weaker.
Stop saying edit. Just
I'm sorry. We'll keep going on. So Mike, based upon that, what would be your 5 MCs, my G?
All right. Okay. I'm gonna share my screen because being brought from New York City, we do things flashy. You know, a lot of pageantry. So I'm gonna show you my 5 favorite MCs. Okay, hold on one second. I'm gonna share my screen.
No, you're fine. We'll hold on. And no, it's not pageantry. It's bougie. You said that. I'm bougie. I'm bougie. Matter of fact, hold on. Keep going. Hold on.
Steph, you don't get the concept of like stopping your video.
No, I'm not.
We gotta teach you Zoom etiquette. He doesn't have Zoom etiquette.
They just dip.
He just bounced. No one stop the video. Let me see my living room, everyone.
I'm sorry. Only because I wanted to add a prop.
Hey, this is not Wayfair. Okay, you gotta show your couch.
No, I'm not trying to. But I'm trying to show this. My bougie brother, when we were back in Florida.
You can't even see it, bro. Hold on one second.
Yeah, he got the screen up.
Let me tell people my top 5. Okay, Biggie Smalls, Big Daddy Kane, Kanye West, GZA the Genius, and Prodigy and Havoc from Mobb Deep. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. I'm gonna go through why these guys are my favorite MCs. Okay, what you got up there? Champagne? That's right. That's what we drink. So
the champagne that you got us, bro. I haven't opened it. I don't plan to open it until GNR gets back together again.
There you go. So my 5 favorite MCs, starting with Biggie Smalls. what can I say about Biggie Smalls? A wordsmith, he's superb. Okay, his crime stories scenarios are the best. They're both grim and comedic. Give me the loot. I got a story to tell. And then he was like an inner city Moses with the 10 crack commandments. I mean, but also the thing I liked about Biggie was he was an anomaly. Okay, meaning that he was overweight, had a lazy eye, but a sex symbol. Okay, okay, he was a sex. Women loved him.
They did.
He was a big ass teddy bear. But one of the greatest things too I liked about him is that he introduced us to fashion houses. You know, no one was talking about Versace in Brooklyn, New York in the 90s until he was talking about it. Nobody's wearing Versace sweaters.
No.
Wait. No one was talking. I was hearing this resonated with most people from Brooklyn because of Big, Versace, Moschino, okay, Pop and Dom, you know, and it went from liquor, it went from exotic cars to homes, you know. I mean, his first video, Juicy, you saw that mansion they filmed it in? His raps were aspirational raps, okay? We all fantasized about getting there. He didn't tell us how to get there. He just said, let me show you my new world, okay? I went from, what's that that phrase?
Ashy to classy.
Exactly, okay? He did it, you know, so always loved Big. Big, actually, if he didn't pass away, he would be on your list right now. If he didn't pass away,
he had to get 6 more albums,
and he would have.
He had to get them. You know what I'm saying?
Biggie would
have to get them.
Let me tell you, if Biggie passing on or being murdered, and also Tupac, Jay-Z filled that void. If Big stayed around a lot longer, that list would be a lot different. So,
but you know what? Well, I'm gonna have you do your list, but I wonder how he would have developed under Puffy, because it seems like
3 album deal.
None of the other artists that came out from Bad Boy.
So he had 3 album deal
after 2 albums, 3 albums.
3 album deal with Bad Boy, and he was with Lance Rivera right now. There was set up a development deal on these records, and he was going to be a part owner. So this talent was Junior Mafia. Remember, he had Junior Mafia, he had Little Kim, he had
Kim,
right? So he's developing those artists. That was going to be his artists. He was going to develop. Okay. So unfortunately, he was murdered, and that never, matriculated. Unfortunately. But my second MC is Big Daddy Kane. Now, it's not because of his lyrics, really. It's because of his style. While other artists back in the days and 80s were wearing Kangol and wearing Adidas tracksuits, Big Daddy Kane had sartorial style. Suits. He wasn't, he was able to seduce women while being hyper masculine. He wasn't had to puff out his chest and say, I'm the best, the greatest. He was seductive. And I was like, I want to be like that cat. I want to be like that cat who just walking into
smooth operator.
Smooth operator. Yeah.
Exactly. Think about it. A boxing match, instead of boxing, he's playing poker. Behind him. Okay.
Great girl walking around.
Okay. Well, round 1, so I'm telling you, that's my guy. Big Daddy Kane. Okay. I mean, I get the job done. What he said, what's the title fit me? A champ like Tyson, a captain like Kurt, no employee of the month because I do work.
Yeah.
I don't like that because I do work. Okay. That's my guy. I love him. And then my third MC is Kanye West. Love Kanye West. Kanye West can do a Christmas album. I'll buy it. Okay. You can buy a Christmas album.
No.
The weirdest, craziest stuff in the world, I'll buy it because I can relate to the brother. I can relate to his level of dedication to his craft, his passion to be the best. And matter of fact, there's a lyric in Spaceship that I internalized. I'm gonna read it to you because I can't remember it offhand. So he says in this, y'all don't know my struggle. Y'all can't match my hustle. You can't fathom my love, dude. Lock yourself in a room doing 5 beats a day for 3 summers. That's a different world, like 3 summers. I deserve to do these numbers. The kid that made that deserves that made back. That's how I feel. When I went to law school, I had to leave everything, okay? I didn't socialize. I locked myself in a room in Jacksonville, Florida for 3 years, concentrating on my craft. So when I read that, it's analogous to the struggle I went to get to where I had to get to in life. And I love it. I mean, like I said, and and also with him, I was impressed the fact that with his fashion brand, like you mentioned earlier, he interned at Louis Vuitton. He interned. He didn't just license his name to any, because that's what celebrities do. A lot of times they license the name, they go apparel. He said, no, I want to learn the whole process. And he loved it. He interned. So I was impressed by that. So that's my third guy. My fourth person is a genius. To me, the master of metaphors, without a doubt. And the range of his lyrics and the content goes from religion, philosophy, and science. Okay, listen, Labels is one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
But I have a better appreciation for Labels because I watched Wu-Tang Clan, The American Saga, because of you. You told me, bruh, watch this show, watch this series. And I put it off until the pandemic. I had nothing better to do. I said, well, let me watch this show.
Watch this shit. Yeah.
I was hooked, bro. That show had me hooked. And seeing that first season and listen to the Labels again and seeing how basically what he did was take us on an odyssey of what he went through with different record labels and his metaphors. Tommy, my mother, when he said that, when you fake moves on a brother, you went, and I thought about that recently with Tommy Boy issue with De La Soul and them controlling their rights. I mean, I was like, he hit it on the nail. So
he knew.
He knew. He's the gene, and then basic instructions before leaving Earth. I mean, he's giving you a Bible session right there, a history of the Bible right there. I mean, boy, brother.
But nothing, brother. That was Killer Priest.
I'm about to say that was
on the album.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was on Jizz's album, but he
even
knew to give props to another. Killer Priest.
Okay.
He raps that song.
Okay. Because that's one. That's one of the best songs on the album. Cold World is too.
Very much so. Yes.
I mean, that album, I think it's probably
Liquid Swords is a classic.
Liquid Swords is fire. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I think it just celebrated his 25th anniversary of Liquid Swords recently.
He did. Actually, he did. I saw that today. He did.
And if you think about it, if you talk about the best Wu-Tang albums, it's gotta be up there next to Criminology from Raekwon.
Yeah,
it gotta be. Actually, it might leapfrog Criminology if you think about it.
Was that the purple tape? Was Criminology?
No. That's only built for Cuban Links.
Yeah, that's like
Criminology is a song on Cuban Links.
I'm only built for Cuban Links.
Right. You're thinking about Ghost opening on that song because Ghost come in with
He did. But I think if you rank those albums, like you rank Wu-Tang album, and then you rank any other albums under Wu-Tang under that umbrella, it had to be top 5. Liquid Swords.
Without a doubt. Yeah, without a doubt.
Top 3.
Definitely top 3.
Top 3. Yeah.
My last MCs is actually 2 MCs, and if people know me intimately, know I love these guys. Mobb Deep, Prodigy, and Havoc. Think about them. When I think about them, you think about these guys. What, they're 5'4", and grew up in Queensbridge projects, talking mad-ish, but you cannot. When you listen to the album, you feel like you're 10 feet tall. Okay, they talk about street tales growing up in Queensbridge projects, like Ron Artest said, the meanest and biggest projects in the world, and it's true. They went through a lot of circumstances, especially Prodigy. Having sickle cell and so forth, and actually eventually passing away.
Right.
But I enjoy all their songs. Majority of the songs that beat Havoc was one of the best producers out there.
Yep.
In the 90s, they ruled the 90s actually. That era in I think mid 90s.
Yeah.
Best lyrics, grimy beats, love them, and I hold them close to my heart. Every time I listen to them, I feel like I can take on the world.
Yeah.
So that's 95 MCs, man, right there, bros.
Well, really, and you haven't said that. I didn't want to leave Prodigy out and not, separate them from Havoc, because you're right, they should be placed together. That's again the growth, because Prodigy, even at Havoc, I can't remember what album, but he had stopped drinking. He had mentioned that, and you could tell his lyrics were getting better. And that's the thing. The first time I heard Shook Ones Part 2, because I never heard the first album, Juvenile Hell. I just heard the second album. The Infamous. And the first time I heard Shook Ones Part 2, because that was a Part 2. Prodigy's opening. I mean, come on, he's driving, they just showing what it's like, Exactly. He's, you know, gripping the wheel, pushing the whip. They getting, you know what I'm saying? But and the Hennessy shirts. You know, I mean, come on, that was some hype. That was hype. You know what I'm saying? A red and a blue Hennessy shirt.
Hey, humble starts. That's a humble beginning for everybody right there, right?
And that's it.
That's one of the great things about the videos back in the days. Now I'm cut you off, Steph, that when the artists that we talking about right now, you can see in the first videos the humble beginnings and the progression throughout their career to what they are now, you know. So especially that list you have, Glenn. I mean, you can see, you know, I remember, you know, seeing, you know, Jay-Z videos in Marcy Projects in Brooklyn, you know. So it went from that to you know, a life of opulence. You see him in Rolls Royce, and then you see him, you know, in multi-million-dollar videos now. You know, it's just great to see their progression in their career, in their craft, and to see them able to use rap as a springboard to other ventures and be successful at it too. You know, it's inspiring.
Now, I had other rappers that could have got on this list of mine. You know, Ice Cube could have got on this list.
Oh yeah, why not?
The West Coast. As I said, the West is big. E40 could have got on this list. To be honest, you know what I'm saying? I mean, the West is out there wild. You know what I'm saying? East Coast. And well, there's a couple more East Coast artists that could have got on that shit. You know.
So question.
I don't even know.
Well, I got you guys. I'm gonna throw this question out to you guys. Okay, since the passing of DMX, he's known as one of the best battle MCs in hip hop. Okay, who in your book you think is a good battle MC? An MC you said, listen, okay, I'm down to 5. I'm down. Let's say somebody comes to you. So listen, man, I'm keeping. You know, you're trapped in this house. You're not getting out this house unless you have somebody, you know, represent you as the best MC. I can't think of a great analogy right now because late at night we're filming this. But let's. Usually I'm on form to come up with great analogies. But listen, let's just say your life depends on having somebody represent you as a battle MC. Who would it be? Maybe that's something we could ponder for another day.
You know what though? But it's okay. Like for instance, like the cats in my list are the great MCs, but they're not battling anymore. You know what I'm saying? After you the king, you ain't got to go out into war. You know what I'm saying? The soldiers go out and fight in the war and try to prove themselves and become kings. So I'll tell you who was a battle rapper, and again, could have made this list. LL Cool J.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he started off.
Made this list. You know, I don't know if I'd go see an LL Cool J show tonight over any of the people that I listed though. You know what I'm saying? Maybe over T.I. But that's just my personal preference. You know what I'm saying? As far as rap that I listen to. Again, it's not about my personal preference on this list.
Right.
You know? But I would say I take vintage LL to represent me for my life.
Okay.
Battle rapping.
Okay.
Me, I would say, and I told y'all that on Friday. For me, it would be Big L because Big L was that dope. I think ahead of his time. He had a rap or a song, you know, MVP. I'll be the most valuable poet. Well, what MC shouldn't feel like he's the best? That's where the competition in New York, like you could say LL because LL battled Cannabis. Battle Ice-T. Who didn't he battle?
Right.
But that comes with longevity. But Big L, you know what I'm saying, being from Harlem, I mean, I don't know why the brother was murdered, but you could say it's because he was just that dope.
I'm about to say probably battle somebody, got in their ass.
I mean, really, like I don't know why. I'm sorry, I gotta plug in my
Zoom etiquette. Stop the video.
I'm gonna tell you what,
stop the video.
I gotta stop all the cussing.
No, you're fine. I'm sorry, man. I had to plug up my laptop was about to die. I'm sorry, man. My laptop was about to die. My apologies, bro. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
You know,
I was at 1%. I'm like, yeah, Big L.
How long has it been going?
Big L's murder is documented on a YouTube channel. I think he was associated with some major drug dealers back in Harlem up there. So you know, there was. You know, like I said, rest in peace, Big L, though. And actually, you know what? Rest in peace to DMX and Black Rob. We didn't say it again.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I Dare You was one of my favorite songs. And what else? Can I Live with he performed the Locks on that song was one of my favorite songs too. But yeah,
I gotta be honest, man. Only Black Rob song I can remember is Whoa.
Yeah.
I can't even think of the other. I mean, I hate to, say
that was a commercial appeal song. Everybody,
yeah, I mean, I never listened to his album, but I mean,
and he was with Puff.
Good.
So Puff is going to make him come out that way, you know what I'm saying, naturally.
Yeah.
But like you said, RIP to, and another part of the fact with that is what has been established. We know there are certain areas of where hip hop, you know what I'm saying, it resonates with the East Coast because it started in the Bronx, but what it's done, like, you said too, Mike, Prodigy, Nas, one person who I didn't mention who I would like to have would have been Common. Because
Common, he's in the Midwest,
Common,
I mean,
yeah. That's good. That's
Common.
That's a good pick.
Now, Common, he had brought up, I don't say brought up Kanye, but No ID, and I know you brothers know this. The album 444 by Jay-Z was produced entirely by No ID.
Yeah, he's a good producer.
And he's you know what I'm saying? So not that Jay was overstepping Kanye, but even Jay recognized something in No ID because, Common, his, I want to say his third album, One Day It All Makes Sense, if I'm not mistaken, that's a No ID track, and it really comes home to heart because of Nicki and Bones. Nicki loved that opening song. Calm got rhymes, Doug made beats, sounds complete. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, they're all interconnected.
Right.
So just looking at that too.
Yeah, I like that. One Day It All Makes Sense. Common could have got on the list, but again,
he has a longevity.
He had to go for the greats.
He's an actor.
No,
he's been in a lot of movies.
Yeah, he has been. But if it was a Midwest concert, Kanye would beat out Common in attendance. And maybe I shouldn't even said who would we go see tonight, because who I would go see tonight does depend on who's my favorite. But who would sell out an arena tonight?
Kanye.
Kanye would sell out an arena. T.I. would sell out an arena. Snoop would sell out an arena. Nas and Jay-Z both sell out an
arena too.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's where my list comes in, is and then I hate to say it, but dead niggas they didn't get a chance to prove themselves. You know what I'm saying? He died too young. I'm sorry, Big L. I'm sorry, Biggie. I'm sorry, Pac. And Pac got more than 9 albums, but it's made up of all the throwaway stuff. This is the stuff that didn't make it on his albums when he was alive, and all he did was recycle it. People jumped on tracks with it, but it was all the stuff that he didn't put out. So it's like, I mean, and if he had stayed alive, you can't tell me that he would have just not made songs. He just only used these vault songs. He wouldn't have made no current songs, depending on the trends of the day and so forth and so on. He just only used these vault songs that he made when he's in prison. Yeah. That wouldn't have happened.
I mean, it's a clever move, because you want to keep the franchise moving, so the state is smart to, like, let's say, what, we have these edited music, why don't we put something together and see what we can capitalize off,
Oh yeah, definitely smart. It's definitely smart. But you can't get
it's a business.
You can't get props of being a creative MC when all you're doing is playing your old stuff.
Right, and also you're trying to boost your music to a new audience. There's probably a new audience out there. I mean, like we'll have a discussion about this later on, but I'm sure during the pandemic, people was like re-listening to some hits, and discovering new artists, like I did. People you sing in a house and you're paying for how many different streaming services. You're like, okay, paying for all this streaming service. Let me watch something. Let me listen to this and see what's going on. And like, wow, I love this artist, or I love this different show. So it's one of the things where they said, listen, there's probably gonna be a new audience out there of fans that never heard of him. He's an icon, in the rap.
And he got enough people that will buy the album just because it's a Pac album.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
I mean,
it's at least gold every time. I mean,
exactly.
At least gold.
And talking about concerts, think about it, because of our age group and category where we grew up on. Let's say Wu-Tang had a concert tonight, we'll all be there.
Hell yeah.
We'll all
Wu-Tang sell out arena.
It's part of our culture growing up. Is ingrained in us. That kind of music and also those different MCs that was on it. Actually, Wu-Tang is probably one of the best rap groups ever assembled.
Right.
How many MCs were there? What? Close to
9.
9 MCs, and each of them had different personalities and brought something to the mix. So I'm looking forward to seeing Wu-Tang American Saga season 2.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
Right.
It's gonna be
but
good.
Anyway, brothers, I think that I think we had a good discussion tonight. And we're gonna have some more of these and more different topics. And You know,
Definitely.
parting words before we sign off for the night.
Hey, you know, it is what it is. It's like I said, you got to be alive. You got to have longevity. You got to be something that we want to talk about. We want to go experience tonight. You know, you want to sell the arena tonight. That's my list. I'm sticking to it.
And really, the interest is in the people out there too, because this is our opinion. This is how we feel, you know. And like I said, listen to you, Mike, and you know, also you know what I'm saying. I'm sorry, Nabor and Willie. One thing for sure, like I said, I was thinking about Prodigy. I really was, because his album, his solo album, when he came out with the HNIC, and I Keep It Thorough, I was banging that shit all summer. You know what I'm saying? That was that album. You know, even the intro, Genesis, that is just like, even he could go solo and then go to prison, come out, do his album. What was it? Bumpy Johnson, and then I don't know the order, but still, you know, just like
he had 3 albums.
Progression.
He had 3 albums.
Havoc
had solo albums too.
Right, and that's the whole thing. I'm sorry, etiquette, y'all. Can you pause?
Just keep talking, man.
Stop screen at your stop video on your screen.
All right.
Just keep talking.
Yeah, but you know what else? Who else we didn't put on this list? Buster. Buster could have made my list too.
Yeah, Buster should have made my list, because Buster got definitely longevity. And actually, if you think about Buster, his style, he's comedic. He's a comedic MC. Yeah. You know, he was something. He was actually, I think he's underrated.
He's underrated. We might have a show about underrated MCs.
Okay, that's next show. Underrated
Buster MCs. and E40.
Don't show your list now. Don't start.
Okay.
That's for the fans. Okay, we want, listen, fans out there, people, our audience, we want you guys to interact with us. Okay.
Yes.
If you agree with our list, or we have a brand new list, you know, I would say look at Willie's list. Okay, look at Glenn's list. Okay, he has a great category. You can do whatever, you know, whatever list your categories you have or criteria, you know, utilize that. But the main thing is that we want you guys to interact with us. You know, we want you guys to share, you know, who's your favorite, whatever, you know, and tell us also how we can improve, you know, our channel, improve our presentation, you know. But, you know, we have a lot of great content coming your way. Thank you for your time tonight, and we're gonna end like that. Okay, take care, everyone.
Hey, make sure you like this show and subscribe to our channels and click the notification button to be updated whenever we drop some new content for you.
All right, peace, y'all.
Peace.